How's your
Anyway,
day, Ben?
I really haven't been able to do what I wanted to do.
Like me every day.
I think we need to work on for you, which is funny because I have the same thing, prioritizing tasks. Because I feel like I get overwhelmed with things. If, for example, like, I don't know, like Alexa, doing a project at the house, I got to figure out like which thing do I need to do first? Do I need to order tile for the guy because the tile's going to take like 3 weeks to come in? Do I need to, I don't know, like go run to the house and go do something because somebody's there for me now? Like lots of different things. Um, for me, it tends to be a prioritizing what tasks do I need to do first because I have all the tasks in my head. I can't figure out which one I need to do first, sort of deal.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. It's just the issue is like all the tasks I actually get done in a day are the tasks I need to do first, and everything else falls by the wayside. So at least I'm focusing on the most important things, but like the next most important things, which is maybe the next deal or whatever, unless it's like unless it's like an absolute hot lead and like I know it flat out whether or not I have a task on it or not, it
Hmm.
just kind of falls to the wayside, which is why I'm trying to put people in place so that they do those.
Hi, Greg.
Yeah, hello.
Well,
Are you in a truck?
Yeah,
Is that all? Is that your whole life behind you?
yeah,
Nice.
somewhere back there.
Are you excited?
Not really, but moving to Houston just a preferred indifference.
You look really happy. That's a big ass truck.
Yeah, I think it's like a 27-foot one. I used to have my CDL actually, but I let it drop whenever I quit working for the state.
Okay.
nice.
So you know what you're doing.
Kinda.
Nice. Good. I'm happy you're moving back to Houston.
Oh, me too. You have no idea, but thank you.
Yeah.
Am I,
Houston, nice.
is my audio coming in clear, guys?
You sound good to me.
Okay, just making sure. What were you gonna say, Mark? I'm sorry.
No, just moving back to Houston, nice. How much you got left? Is that the last truck or what?
Uh, my truck's behind it. My buddy's driving my truck, and that's full too. But I still got to go back and probably get like another truckload.
Nice. How far is like the drive each time?
3 hours, 3.5 hours.
Yeah, not ideal, but could be worse.
Yeah. Oh, it could be worse. Like I said, it's fine. I'm happy. Preferred indifference. Like I said, if I was still in Temple, it's okay, but I prefer to be in Houston.
Nice.
So you moved out there for a year or what did you do?
I haven't lived in Houston for probably 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, but I moved and I got a house like 4 minutes from my daughter, so
Nice. That's cute.
Nice.
She's getting older. I think she's going to start driving though. Isn't she? Isn't she like 15, 13,
I don't know.
15?
She turns 13 next month.
She looks older.
She acts like it.
Yeah, she looks it. Good. I'm in the same boat. One of my goals this year is to improve my living situation. I bought a live-in flip at the time because I thought I could repair the foundation, and I also really wanted to give Rupert I wanted to give Rupert a big yard, so that's why I bought the house that I bought. But the foundation is such a big problem that I can't do things like a kitchen or a bathroom because I call it the wavy house. I feel like if you put a marble in that house, the marble will continually roll around the edges of that house because there's nothing flat. So anyway, I have a goal this year to improve my living situation, and I'm in the same boat as you, Greg, where I'm like, shit, I have a bunch of stuff to move that it almost makes it easier to stay. But the thing that I will tell you is anytime that I have moved has always been like tremendously exponentially beneficial. It's a pain in the ass to move, but I think the upside is always there. New energy, new everything, new chance to go through all your shit and get rid of the things that no longer serve you. And then just new people, new connections, new opportunities.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm most excited about is the networking capabilities that I'll have there because I'm already kind of connected in the Houston community, but now that I'm actually there, I can attend more events and there's a lot of nature trails, a lot of kayaking places, better gyms, just more chances to meet more people with common interests. So I'm pretty excited about
Where's your business partner?
Kinley.
Yeah.
He lives in Temple. He lives like half a mile from me in Temple.
Oh. So what's going to happen in that department?
He wants to move to San Antonio, but I've been still working on stuff.
Amazonia?
Amazonia.
What'd you say?
We're just still working on stuff. Nothing's changed.
San Antonio, I think he said.
Oh, San
yeah,
Antonio.
He wants to move to San Antonio. I'm sorry.
How far away is that from Houston?
Like 3 hours.
Okay. God, everything in Houston is like forever away.
Yeah, no shit. It fucking sucks.
What's his reasoning for moving to San Antonio?
So just like I got that like contract with that roofing company, we got another guy. He has a big contract with the military, like a super huge one, and he wants us to help him with his stuff too. So I think Kinley's trying to get a bigger contract through him. That way we just got more reoccurring income.
Nice. How's he doing with his family? Is he getting married?
Yeah, they've been looking at wedding venues and all that stuff. I was actually at their house yesterday, hanging out. They have a soft shell turtle, a pet soft shell turtle, and I had a bigger fish tank, and I gave it to them because I'm moving.
Yeah.
But they're doing good. Everybody seems to be doing good.
What date do they have picked out?
I don't know. I gotta look, but if you want to get invited, I'll let them know.
No, I'm not one of those. It'd be fun to party. It'd be fun to party with them. They're definitely good people. That's for sure.
I mean, I'm sure they'd love to have you. Kinley would love to have you. He don't have a lot. Kinley doesn't have no family alive.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like his only family member.
That's really sweet. Kenley's super good. Kenley's super good people.
Yeah, he's one of the best people I know, honestly.
Yeah. All right. So, because you've been moving this last week, have you been able to do all the things that you want to do, or what's going on with you business-wise, Gregg? And we're frozen. Or it's my fault. Can you hear me?
Not. I can hear you. You're not frozen.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I lost service.
No, I was asking because you're moving this week, were you able to accomplish all the things you wanted to accomplish professionally, or are all your effort? I know you got sick too this week. I think you and your son got sick.
I had the issues this weekend going on with my vehicle, and it was just a lot of stuff hitting me at once. But no, it put me a little bit behind. But I think once I get settled in, I could just go on overdrive and start humping and just catch back up.
Did you have, apart from who's the buddy behind you driving your car? What's his name?
Moses.
POTUS?
Moses with the M.
Oh, Moses. I feel like I've heard of this guy before.
Yeah, he's my cold caller.
Amazing. Yeah. Speaking of cold callers, you gave Mark a cold caller, Clarice. Is it Clarice? Am I getting this right? Chartreuse?
Sherry's.
She's amazing.
She's good.
Good.
I'm super impressed.
Good. Glad I could connect them.
Yep, she's good. I'm not really doing any training, but she's having conversations and hearing objections and pivoting and stuff on her own, which is good. I need to do a little bit of training, obviously, but she's good.
Do you have
Good, I'm
like
glad
weekly,
to get it.
you have weekly check-ins with her?
I haven't even been like if she raises a question, like I'll take care of it on the day that she has it or whatever, but I'll do some Loom videos. I'll check in on some stuff, do some Loom videos, send them to her, and she makes adjustments.
Did you end up giving her new lists to call?
Not yet exactly. I've been trickling in like a little bit of like niche lists, like 400 probate leads here, 400 foreclosure leads there.
Yeah.
It's enough to like keep her busy for the day, I think. You know, each day I add stuff, but I need to go on a spree of generating some bulk data that she can call, exploring some new niche lists, and yeah.
I sent you and Gregg a video of that guy talking about certain like a blanket list, which is funny because I feel like a long time ago, like 2 years ago, when I was pulling my own data, I think that's what everybody talks about is like having a blanket list data first and foremost. And then from there, niching things down and then stacking the list.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much that's like the only way you're gonna. I mean, I think you need like 10,000 leads per month per cold caller. So that's one of the ways you have to get it done, right?
Hmm.
There's
Gregg,
only
is
so
that
many property lists.
Gregg, is that the number 10,000 records per cold caller per month?
Not for me. I do it sequentially, so I don't use a bulk dialer. We just do sequential, so it's always one after the other. So they never reach that much.
Hmm.
And they're like, I do the skip tracing very particular too, so they're always having a conversation. They're having at least one conversation with the person they're supposed to with each prospect, but there's like 3 people they can talk to. You know, it's like it's descendants of the deceased person. It's always like that generally, you know, not always, but they're at least having one conversation. So when you're talking, it slows down the dialer, you know. Instead of calling through like 10 numbers, if they have one conversation, they're dialing through probably 3 or 4 numbers and then having a conversation. And it slows the numbers down a little bit, you know, bogs it down. But to me, it's worth it because they have good conversations.
That's why I love the probate list. It's so great. It's so great. Every 100 dials is like 1 to 3 leads, no matter what. And we have the right phone number to the right person. But
She's good. I find her to be very like tactful. I love the tone of her voice. I think her word choices are excellent. Like with probate, it's a dicey move. Like 50% of people want the sympathy, and other 50% of the people just want to deal with business and not talk about that stuff. But I think she does a really good job both ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I gotta get this acquisition guy onboarded, set up. I gotta get him paperwork over, all that stuff, but that'll be a problem for tomorrow, hopefully.
Kick that can down the road.
Yeah.
You must have had a big day today if you don't want to do that tonight.
Well, like I just got finished up with work and then made some dinner, and like, you know, it took me 3 to 4 hours to go get paperwork signed for Ruskindale. You know,
What's the
hour and a half.
status? What's the status of that one?
I was just getting third-party authorization form signed, but we submitted the partial lien release paperwork a couple weeks ago to try to get ahead of it. But after talking with them, they're like, yeah, no, you need to submit it after the full year. So like on August 29th, we can then submit the paperwork. And like the original,
Go ahead.
well, the original paperwork that we said it could take anywhere like 3 to 6 months to have that even released.
Yeah.
So like the buyer is currently signed till end of September. I'm signed until like May of next year, so I'm good. But Yeah, the buyer's really eager to get the project going, so like that's good. We know he wants it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so on the 29th, either me or the attorney, we're gonna submit the new paperwork and just hopefully cross our fingers that it gets done sooner than later. But it's probably gonna be a shit show. But yeah.
Isn't it better for the buyer to not have to shell out that money and they can start working on like drawings and talking to the town and getting things fleshed out? You know what I mean? Like it's almost better for them to have that extra time to kind of like all the due diligence time that you built into your contract. Technically, they're able to do that because I know New Western should be a little bit pushy with prices because they want people to commit like shit or get off the pot. But I almost think that as a buyer, they'd be happy to have a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, especially because if they actually get anywhere with the town and find out that it's not buildable, they can just save themselves time and money, you know?
Oh, that you're going in the opposite direction. You're finding out it's not buildable and then they're going to want to cancel it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if I could, yeah, if I have like a $5,000 deposit on something and I could spend 5 grand and have a couple conversations with the town and just be out 10,000 instead of buying
Yeah.
it for 90 plus having to spend all that money, I would rather cut losses sooner.
Ooh, good point. Good
Yeah,
point.
but either way, it'll be all right. But I
Mm.
need to keep picking up more land deals. I like them.
You like land deals? I thought at one point you had mentioned you wanted to do more commercial stuff, commercial deals.
Yeah, I also mentioned I wanted to do land deals. At the end of the day, everything else is just shiny object until I get people in seats in my current system operating without me doing everything. Once
Yeah.
I can actually work on the business, then I'll be pulling certain land lists and all that. But for right now, it's working. Just like all the niche stuff I'm doing and the PPL leads I'm using. And then I actually just got a text on WhatsApp from that guy's PPC dude.
Okay.
So that's in motion. So that'll be good. Yeah, super cheap. He's saying like $500 for the rest of the year or something, but I'm gonna pay this kid just for hooking me up. And then 10 to 30 leads a day, including weekends.
Is there a way to not have to pay him? Like, I don't know how much you're gonna pay him. I know you're paying. He wants 500 for the rest of the year. This guy, but then you're gonna pay your friend for the introduction. I think 500 a month for this guy. The only concern I have is like I don't like the whole catastrophe story. And then as soon as I hear WhatsApp, I just think like scam. So I want you to like almost go slow in a way. I mean, 30 to 50 leads a day sounds amazing, but like test it out, get some proof of in the pudding or whatever that whatever that expression is, and then
Yeah.
go from there. I just don't want you shelling out a lot of money for nothing. It's not even
Yeah.
that much money. I know that, but still.
Oh, money. If I pay this kid $500 a month, you know, like I'm not worried about that's one lead a month on my PPL lead service that I'm using, right? Like I've been
Yeah.
spending 3 to 5,000 a month, and I've been getting 8 to 10 leads, you know. So like, and they're all shit. Like not all of them are good either. Like I would say based on the leads that this kid sent me, the same percentage of good leads that came from this guy's PPC at super dirt cheap prices, like knocks the PPL out of the park, kind of, you know.
Yeah. I like it. The sooner you do it, the faster you'll know what your answer is. So I think it's get it. Get that guy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I want to see if he can get like more areas or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, Greg, I can send info along for sure.
I like the idea of you switching almost lead channels as long as that guy proves himself. I like the idea of you switching lead channels from an expensive one to a more inexpensive one. And technically, and he'd be what you get 8 leads a month, and he's going to be serving you 30 a day.
10 to 30 a day, including weekends, supposedly.
That's awesome. He's like however many X's increasing your business while also making it a lot cheaper. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, well, we'll see, right? It sounds a little bit too good to be true, but I do have some previous knowledge about some of these leads because I've gotten them sent to him, you know.
Yeah, I like it. So you found this guy through another guy, um, and this was through your wholesale hotline help desk thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, effectively, I mean, really not even through that technically.
Hmm.
He found me on Facebook by searching like wholesaling or something, and then like I popped up. Um, so I think he was just searching for like wholesalers in the area, or maybe on Facebook groups, or I don't know what. But he randomly messaged me, I think, one day,
Hmm.
and he was like, "Hey, what's going on? I'm looking to get into wholesaling. I see that you're doing stuff." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Yeah,
You
what do
know
you
what I
say?
feel?
May 7th. Hey Mark, I'm an aspiring RE investor in Needham. Would love to pick your brain at some point. Maybe we can find ways to collaborate. When might be best to speak? And then he's like kind of techie.
Yeah,
So he's like good at some stuff. So he just started paying for marketing like right away. And even though he didn't really have the money to do it, and then he just started pushing me leads. After we've had a couple of phone calls, and he was like, "All right, you know what you're doing. You sound fair." He was like really pushing, signing a JV agreement. Like he wouldn't send me a lead without a JV agreement. I was like, "I got you, whatever, let's do it." And then
yeah.
so built some trust and stuff, and yeah.
One of the other things I'll say, like another good way to meet people is, so obviously we have that creative finance with Pace Morby, and that has quite a few people in it. Like I want to say even like 70,000, if not more. You also have the sub two group, which is maybe 16, 17,000. And so the other way that like I used to meet a lot of people is I used to run my mouth helping people out. And the other good part is if you are commenting on like a Facebook post, and I don't know how much you do, but I remember at one point you were doing quite a bit. I think when you were probably at the beginning of this year, talking to people, wanting to help out more people. And then I think from there you started the real estate help desk. But I also think you commenting, just the way that you talk or commenting or giving people advice, I think matters a lot. All of that stuff lives on those Facebook groups, and people that are smart, like the guy who found you, right? You said he was like whatever, techie smart. They can definitely search the chats and they can read through the people that are helpful, and you can also tell who knows what they're talking about. So I also like the idea of you continuing to market yourself by commenting and being a little bit more active in those real estate groups. Because I don't think
Yeah,
people are searching for like, hey, wholesaler in Massachusetts. I think they're in these real estate groups lurking, and then what, DMing people on the side about being like, hey, let's get lunch, or I don't know, whatever people say nowadays to like not hit on, but like start relationships with people.
yep. Anything that's in like New England, I will comment on, but if I see it. But like I'm not going out searching for it. If I happen to be scrolling and I see it, I'll comment.
I'm saying I think you should search for it a little bit. Even if you dedicate maybe like 15 minutes a week. Um,
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean,
so,
at the end of the day, I'm not getting my stuff finished now with leads that I'm spending thousands of dollars on, right? Like,
true, true, true. True,
so
true, true.
I get it. I'm here for it, but it's
Yeah,
also like another shiny object for the moment.
I
Not
got
one that
you.
I won't partake in, but
So what's the biggest thing that you're trying to solve right now? What's your biggest problem? Onboarding all these people, or you not having time to take
it's
care
it's
of your follow-ups?
it's the balance of doing the day to day, right? Whether it be transactions, new leads coming in, hot leads ready to sign, all of that, while also trying to onboard and train and try to, yeah. So it's just a transitionary period, you know.
If you were to describe your problem in one sentence, what would you say?
Well, I mean, it starts with time management on my end, you know.
Are you
So
familiar with blocking?
yeah, like I understand that I need to do things at certain times, and I do them or I don't, Right.
This is gonna sound sick and disgusting, but like back in the day, this is during COVID. I did not realize I was doing this during COVID. And I will also tell you that during COVID, that shit is not healthy. But the way that I would think about it, somebody had talked to me about like levers, and there's little levers that you pull. And so one is going to be, okay, we're doing onboarding stuff. Another lever is catching up on past due tasks. Another lever is whatever. And so instead of time blocking and being like, I'm only going to do 2 hours worth of this and 3 hours worth of that, because it might be a little bit too rigid for the type of person that you are, I would almost say, do it, work on TC. And once you get your TC to like 80% level completion, I don't know, that might be up to you, that maybe switch levers and go do, I don't know, like lead generation stuff and things like that. I don't think that that's the winning formula, though. I think that's if you're disgusting and have no life. That's what I used to do during COVID, is I used to just hammer in that regard and then switch gears whenever I was running into a wall.
Yeah. I mean, I have like general kind of time blocks that I abide by, but also at the same time, like I have to switch and jump on things, right? Like, yeah, put out fires, quote unquote. They're not really fires, but it's just like, this needs my attention. There's nobody else that can do it, so I have to do it. Basically, the order of operations is like, where am I getting paid next?
Yeah.
That is the most next top priority. Whether it be listing or wholesale or transaction or process calls or in-person appointments,
Why do you think you're not doing a good job? Or like, why do you think you need to fix it? Because maybe you are doing a great job. How do you know you're not doing a good job? Or how do you know that you don't like what you're doing now?
I work slowly. That's the thing. It's not that I'm not good at what I do. I just work slowly. Like I don't get things completed quickly, right? So I need more time to do the things that I need to do instead of just like rushing through it and getting it done. Yeah.
Did you say you have a full-time job too?
No. This is it.
Oh,
This is full
okay.
time.
Okay, I thought you said
Yeah.
you left work, and I was like,
No. Oh, well, like I stopped work for the day.
okay.
I've been running around since like 9, and I just got finished at like 7:30, and then I made some dinner, and now I'm here. But like as soon as I hang up, like I'm gonna go. I have things that I need to finish, right? So
When do you work best? Like when is your golden hour?
all day. Like that's what I'm used to doing, is just working all day every day, and like with a little bit of, with like some breaks here and there to like go for a walk or just get out away from the computer or whatever. But
Mine
I'm a
is
champ after 9 p.m.
yeah, me too, right? When the kids go to bed, when my dog goes to bed at 8:30, yeah, that's when it's like rock and roll. And then I think my best time is like 2 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, that's great for like deep work or non-customer facing work. But the tough part is like I do so much of the calls, the appointments, the whatever, that by the time I get to 9, I'm like, I'm not fucking doing it anymore. Like I'm done. I'm calling it. I'm relaxing.
Yeah.
If I could crush calls from 9 p.m. to whatever, that's a different story. But
Is there a
Schedule
way for
send,
you to
baby.
is there a way for you to transition away from calls and do maybe more like emails and scheduled emails?
I send automatic emails to every single one of my leads every 2 weeks forever. So like, yeah, I have that going. But like the leads that I need to get on the phone, I need to get on the phone.
Okay.
There's no substitution. I can re-engage via email or text, but as soon as like I do re-engage, it's like phone, Like I just re-engaged the Lynn short sale earlier via text, and we're talking tomorrow at, I don't know, 10 or something. So that still is a potential deal in play. We still have the listing signed. Haven't done anything with it. We're just waiting for them to give me the thumbs up to actually go forward with the short sale. Which this is much better timing, to be honest, because I will have deals that are closing, and I actually need to close on this short sale. So this will be better timing. Yeah.
By the way, congratulations on Sanford. I saw your Instagram story. You're already under contract. Very cute.
Amazing.
Yes. Thank you. Under contract, still a little shaky, but we're gonna just, have good thoughts. Yeah.
You got that all you need is one. That's true.
Yeah, but it's a VA, first time home buyer with an inspection. We know that like there's lots of Jimmy Rig stuff going on in the house, and it's an older house, so yeah, fingers crossed. Let's just get through it. I had to call and get some oil delivered because it's like bone dry for the furnace when they do the inspection. Yeah,
Is there a way for you guys to be under agreement but still collecting backup offers
I think we can.
without
Yeah, we just
pissing off
we
the
can't
buyer?
accept any.
Right,
Well,
right,
the
right.
agent was saying something about like, hey, I wanted to go like under contract instead of pending so that we can still do showings or whatever if that's what you guys want. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, let's not show it.
The house next door to me sold on a VA and they had just put a new roof on. And I guess they didn't pull the WPI, like the windstorm permit, and they had to re-roof the entire house again.
Yeah, hope nothing like that in Maine is a thing because I don't think we did anything for that.
No,
I
just
feel
like
like
VA is a pain in the ass. That's like they can be a little nitpicky.
yeah.
So I
Hopefully for
agree with
new.
Suzanne. Like if you can collect backup offers during this time, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, we had 14 parties through between 2 days, and it only yielded one offer. It was 5K over ask with a 5K seller credit. So at asking, whatever.
But it needs to appraise, doesn't it, for you to be able to give the seller credit?
It will appraise.
Yeah. You're so confident. I love that. It will
I love that.
appraise.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. It'll appraise.
Okay.
Maybe famous last words, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, Jace, what do you think about things? Because I feel like I get into these moments of like feast and famine, like cyclical, where everything's happening at once, and I feel like a piece of shit because I'm not able to do everything, or I feel guilty, right? You know what I mean? Like exactly like how Mark's talking, where he's like, I have a laundry list of shit I need to get done, and there's just no time. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I can't, there's only one of me, and I can't delegate, and I got to get this stuff done. At the same time too, I also feel like Mark is being very successful at this time with everything else. He's because again, he's a one-man show. So you're gonna
Yeah.
feel like that. I don't know, but I've also been at those points where I flip. So usually I'm celebrating when I have an offer, that's the time that I have all the feels and I can let my foot off the brake. But I don't know that there's ever a point where I do a good job of balancing, or I feel really good about being like, yeah, life is good. Like if there's only two people complaining, I feel better than five people complaining. But there's never like this heavenly moment. There are breaks, and then I also build in as much self-care as I can possibly do because if my laundry isn't done and I'm not eating good food and I'm not taking my dog out for walks, then I'm very upset. Yeah.
Um, I am glad you asked about this, Suzanne, because I feel like the two of you are both really high achievers. Like you're used to just going at a grinding pace that is really not sustainable for a lot of other people, right? And
Yeah. It's because you're single. You're single and you're like, oh, this is my time to shine. I don't have kids.
no, no, like let me tell you, even when you get in relationships and you get married and you have kids, that doesn't fucking change. Like that hunger doesn't go away. And that's one thing I've had to be very mindful of, especially like the last 18 months. Like my husband got laid off and was laid off for almost all of last year. And like when I don't feel safe, I don't feel safe. And I have one focus, and that's like go fucking make as much money as you possibly can. And my relationship, like with my family, was suffering as a result of that. So it doesn't get better. You just you get more mindful of it, and like you guys both have the awareness of it now, right? It's also fucking hard to delegate when you're a high performer because you're like, well, nobody does this shit like I do. And you just have to find those other high performers that you can delegate to and you can trust. And then when you can't find them, you have to make them. And that's the shitty part because you're like, you know, Mark, you know that if another wholesaler calls you and is like, "Hey, man, I need you to close this lead," you're gonna show up and do it, right?
Yep.
Suzanne, like, you know, when you take over a flip and you're running the thing, you're gonna run the shit out of it. And like, I got so spoiled with my first TC hire because even though she had no experience, she came in and she's like, "I know you have 11 contracts that need to close this week. I wasn't sure what to do, but I like made Google Drive folders for all the files. I put all the documents I had in there and like, she did a bunch of shit." And I was like, "Okay, great. This is how everybody's going to be." And nobody else was like that. I just got really lucky right off the bat.
Mm,
But you'll find the high performers and then you have to make them, but that's really rewarding too, is like making little mini clones of you.
mm,
My thing with this is like, I mean, for the past since I got into this, I've like closed deals and stuff, great, but I've also gotten my dick stomped on a lot with everything. So it's like I'm not like me signing a deal is a small win, but it's by no means like fish in the boat, money in the bank account, right? And then even when I assign a buyer, I'm still so skeptical because I've seen so many deals fall through for various reasons that like it's nice, it's projected profit, but the deal's not fucking done, and it's never done until it closes. So that's why I'm kind of like stoic, and I'm just like keep it going.
And
Like
that's
that's great.
fair.
We have a buyer, great. Let's wait until closing. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
But like, are you truly celebrating those small wins, or do they feel inconsequential right now where you're like, "I don't have time to celebrate this. Let's go. Now on to the next
They
one."
they feel good, but I'm not like going out and partying or like buying myself a nice dinner like I like to do or anything like that. It's like it's more of a like it's an internal high five. Like, yay,
yeah.
you did what you do. This is literally what I do, and I did
Mm,
it. Yay, high five. Let's get it to closing. And that's what I do. Yeah, and then when it closes, I'll go buy myself some good food or something, or maybe I'll splurge and get something for myself that I've wanted or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah. And I'm not saying like go buy a boat every time you sign a contract, right? But I mean,
It's on
like,
the list. It's on the list though.
sometimes it's so easy to not celebrate those like small wins because you just keep moving the bar. You're like, "Okay, well,
yeah.
this is my new basement for performance because I've done it consistently. And so now this is the minimum." Right. And I'm so like, I might be projecting here because I'm super guilty of this. Like, "Oh, okay, I closed this many deals this month. That's the new minimum." And this is kind of dumb, but like one thing that really helped me was I read this book and it was called The Monster, and it was about the subprime mortgage crisis.
Yep.
And all the like mortgage companies, the like subprime lenders had that same model where, okay, like we blew last month's sales record out of the water. That's the new minimum. And they would just keep doing that every month and every month and every month. And they got so greedy. And like, obviously, we can all see what fucking happened there. I was like, oh, oh, okay. Like, it doesn't have to be the basement. I'm not saying like take your foot off the gas because the pipeline's really important. That's something a lot of entrepreneurs neglect. They get that one itis. They're like, "Oh, I signed a contract. I'm good." But
Mm.
like, you just got to find that balance.
Yeah.
So I can tell you this. It's reminded me. So I had my cult phase in Florida. The guy was 100 years old. His name is Jacques Fresco. Very impressive guy. And one of the things that he used to say is, he said, "Listen, Suzanne, if you can fit 5 corrugated, do you know what corrugated is? Wavy.
Yeah.
You know, like a
Yeah.
corrugated box, you have that wavy. If you can fit 5 wavy fingers up your ass, do not do 6 wavy fingers up your ass. Just stick with the 5 and be happy with that." And so I remember hearing this and I was like, "What?" I was so confused on corrugated because I didn't know what corrugated was at the time. I was just like, "So like boxes?" Like I didn't understand what he meant by that, but I understood like fingers up my ass, right? And I like the idea of like once you get 5, you're like everybody pushes, right? Because you're like, "I can do more. Like let's see where the limit is." But he's like, "No. If you're happy at 5, there's no reason that you need to push for more than that." What you're after here on planet Earth is, 1, your growth, but 2, also where your happiness lies. And so again, if you can only fit 5, stay at 5. If you go down to 4, be at 4, but do not go past the 5-figure limit. And so that always speaks to me about, if you have a threshold, stay at that threshold. I also used to work at like Tesla, and at one point I did really well. And I remember them being like, here's your award, blah, blah, blah. And then he walked me to my car and he was like, yeah, so next month we're going to do more. And I was like, you fucking asshole. Like, it's never good enough for you, especially in sales. It's always, and I understand that because sales is a commission thing, right? So you only make more money the more you sell. And I just remember thinking like, no, that's not it. Like, they're never going to be satisfied. They're always going to demand more. They don't give a flying F about me and like what I need. They're just going to keep hammering for themselves. And so at that point, I switched what I was doing at Tesla, where I would hit my quota. I'd hit whatever I needed to hit to stay at a certain level and make good money. But then everything afterwards, I didn't give a flying F. And so I would do the bare minimum of appointments. And then I would spend my time working with governments, working with the state of Rhode Island, trying to shape. We have like incentives and policies and whatever. I spent more time doing government stuff because that actually made me happy than selling solar. And I loved it. And so that was like my happy balance into figuring out what it is that I needed to survive, or not survive, but even thrive, because they're not going to take care of me. Nobody's going to do this but you. So you got to figure out what's best for you and then aim for that. Yeah. So how many fingers can you fit up your ass, Mark?
Oh man. I don't know. I'm not really into that, so never tried.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you're doing great, but I also I understand, like, Jay, it's the same thing where it's like, I don't even know what the answer is. I feel like I've gone through so many cycles of like hiring people. Like you said before, you got to make people, right? So then it's like it goes back
Yeah.
to the thing for me about even just making friends. Do you build trust over time and that's really slow, or do you give them trust and let them drop the ball and then let them go when that's not it? Obviously, you can also give trust to people and it pays off, and that's lovely and fun, but not everything is even. So it goes from like a very proactive making people to also like a non-proactive state of just finding people. But at the same time, with finding people, you have to go out there, be the mover, be the shaker, attract the people that you're going to work with. um, yeah, I don't know the answer, but it's a constant juggle.
It really is. Yeah. And then you'll find the good kind of side, the ones who I race to send calendar invites with certain people because it's like, I'm gonna do it first, and then they beat me to it. I get so mad, but it's like we're just both on that same wavelength. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll find them.
Mark, the other thing that I'm thinking of that I feel like I'm hearing with you when you talk is you're doing all the things that you know how to do, and you're doing them well because you did them well before. And of course, there's no reason for you
Yeah.
not to do it well now. But I think what may be falling on your plate, that I think is important to recognize, is all the things that you weren't doing before are now part of your job, like dispositions, like transaction coordination. I feel like those things are bubbling up for you. And those are the things, because you're new at them. That's like another thing, is when you're new at something, you're going to suck in the beginning, and it sucks to suck to the point where you're like, I don't want to do this because I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel like I'm, hitting it on all cylinders. I just feel like an asshole. So I would tell you to a certain extent to give yourself some grace. The fact that you're handling all aspects of the transaction because you are working for yourself now versus before when you were just acquisitions.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I was doing dispo and acquisitions for the whole first year, probably when I was into it. Then even still, like I would help out in like handhold dispositions, and then like, yeah, sure, we had a TC like exchanging emails and stuff, but it was like 9 to 5, and like there would be TC shit after that. So like I was still very heavily involved in TC on any one of my deals, and probably more so because nobody cares like about the deal like I do, right? Whether I was working for a company or they're my own.
Mm.
I still I dabbled. you know. But yeah, it's not something that I enjoy or love. TC, like, oh, I fuck it up. Like I just the other day, like I on a listing of mine, like yeah, there was like for some reason the buyers and the sellers, like the actual buyers and sellers and both attorneys and both agents are on like one email chain, and it's like a nightmare. And I like the buyers were like the buyer's agent let me get on the phone with the buyers, and they're like were telling me that they're thinking about firing their attorney. So then like I send back an email, and I thought I had like removed them or I forgot they were on there. So I'm just like, yeah, they don't trust their attorney and they're thinking about firing them, and they don't want to have their attorney get the deposit funds and then wire to us, and then I'm just causing fucking issues because like I don't my attention to detail for that stuff is like zero. When there's like 10 people on a chain, there's like stupid brain damage shit going on. I'm just like I got zero capacity for this. Yeah. Anyways,
RB
I'm
methods have scarred me for life in terms of double, triple checking who's CC'd on shit.
I don't care. At the end of the day, like fuck it, be better, or I don't
Shit
know.
happens. Shit happens. But I agree with you. I don't even know. Like, I don't, with the whole Brandy Brow thing, I have no problem talking to the probate attorney about what's up. Like, bitch, I'm gonna be up your ass. But I don't know, it's weird. Like, technically, you're not supposed, if an agent is involved, like you talking directly with the buyers is like that's a weird no-no zone to be in. I don't know what's going on with that buyer's agent.
Well, they were like trying to beg me to like to beg the attorney to like get the attorney to receive like a personal check for a $200,000 personal check for a PNS deposit. And it's like, so she's like, the buyer is on the phone, like they want to explain like what they've been doing. I'm like, great, what you've been doing hasn't been working, and we told you that it didn't work before you even did it. Now you did it. We signed a PNS fucking last Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
You're supposed to give a $200,000 a check like within 24 hours. I would assume is fine. And here we are,
Yeah.
whatever day today is, Tuesday. We
Yeah.
still don't have it. So I
Yeah.
like they're like, well, we don't have any branches near us, and I like looked up the closest ones. I sent them like 5 branches in Connecticut within a 2-hour drive. Drive 2 hours, get the fucking bank check, deliver the bank check same day. Like do that,
Yeah.
and you can have the house. Other than that, get fucked and stop trying to like beg me for stuff. You guys wrote this all in there. Like this is all you, not me. We
I'm
told
sur-
you it can be a personal check from the beginning. So
yeah. I'm surprised it's not a wire at that point. Wires,
but
no bullshit.
they can't even wire because they don't have a business account. It's only a personal account. And they can only do 25,000 per day up to 75,000 max per month and all this shit. And
Jace, tell them.
they called the bank and they asked if they could do anything about it. They said no.
No.
I say the same thing. Where there's a will, there's a way. I did on Haverhill, 125 Haverhill Street. When I closed it, I literally told everybody for like every single day for like 45 days, bitch, I am not here for closing. I am on a flight to Canada for my best friend's wedding. Fuck off, right? Like it's not going to happen. And then on the day before, they're like, you have to be here to sign the mortgage documents. And I was like, bitch, I already told you. But literally on the tarmac, I had to call into the branch manager at Chase Bank over in Newburyport. And I was like, hey, I need to I need to pay X amount of money. And it's making me send it in like $75,000 increments. This is not acceptable. Like, I need to be able to move. And you're my bank. And if you're stopping me from fucking using my money the way that I want to use it, you can go fuck yourself. And instantly he rolled it back and he's like, no, there's a limit on it. We're not trying to stop you from using your money. We're trying to stop you from losing your money to some sort of scam or whatever. But if you say that you're buying a house and I get it that you move money and you need it in these volumes, we'll let you have it. So it took like less than 15 minutes for me to get what I wanted.
Yeah.
But
Chase has been good. Chase has been good historically. This is Wells Fargo. I don't know anything about them.
Wells Fargo is very good too. No,
Yeah, they should have they should have
it's a
no problem at
big
a
fat
big
ass bank. Yeah,
bank. If it was like Southern Heritage Community Bank or whatever, I'd be like, oh, okay, Mark, that sucks.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
supposedly buyer got
1992.
on calls and was trying to see if they could wire a larger amount, to which they said no. And then they were trying to see if they could cut a bank check and mail it for them because they were unable to go to the branch or whatever, and they said also no. The best they could do is they could cut a personal check that was endorsed by the bank, but it's not a bank check. It's not like certified funds, although I don't know what the endorsement from the bank means then.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like weird.
It's a thumbs up.
Yeah. It's like,
Hope it clears. Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, whatever. They are driving to Connecticut. They're getting the check and they're bringing
Are
it to the
they?
office tomorrow. And guess what? They had the fucking balls to ask if they can get in tomorrow to walk with contractors. I'm like, get fucked. No. Give me $200,000. You can get in. Like, that's the deal. You guys are fucking retarded.
What?
Anyways,
This is gonna sound terrible. What ethnicity are they?
I don't know. Asian, Chinese, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit pushy. Like that makes a lot of sense that they're like not listening to you. They just want to do whatever they want to do. And they want to get what they want. And they're a little bit pushy and like not understanding about these are the rules of the game.
Same buyer's agent who texted me, hey, can my buyer get in there with flooring guys today? And 20 minutes had gone by and I didn't get back to them. My seller went to the property and was like, the buyer and the buyer's agent are here. Are they supposed to be? I was like, nah, I'll call you right back. So then I'm like literally calling the agent, like, what are you doing? Like you asked and I did not give permission. Like you cannot just enter. I almost kind of been thinking they're gonna do this again tomorrow. So
Do they have you went and put a new lockbox on it, I thought.
I never changed the combo. No, I never went over there. I was supposed to, but I didn't. So
Where is this one? This is Marlboro.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fun times, Mark. Fun times.
Whatever. It's like a freaking listing that's gonna be like one of my lowest checks, and I'm not gonna put too much more effort into it, right? But like I want the seller to get what we want, right? I'm gonna do my best for the seller, but I'm not gonna spend too much mental bandwidth, you know,
I agree.
aside from what I just did.
So your past week has been a little bit of a shit show. You're getting a lot done. Your biggest problem is probably figuring out how to spend your time, where to invest your time, how to balance your time.
I need to get, yeah, I guess I need to spend my time doing the right things. And then once I'm caught up enough, I can bring on the other people, actually spend time with them. And yeah, because like I have like 170 past due tasks, and I know there's money in there. There's a bunch of money in there, and if I'm gonna go through those tasks and do them though, like if I'm just gonna bring on this acquisition guy, I need to go through these tasks. I need to associate those tasks with the new kid instead of me going through them and then having to go through it again just to give them to him, you know. But I don't know. The past week has been good. Yeah, my birthday was what, last week, and I signed and assigned the deal in Linden. Yeah, in Lynn. Sorry, words. So yeah, that's good. That'll be like an 80K fee. So on a piece of land in Lynn that like I don't think is buildable by right. And then
Did you end up clouding title on that one?
No, I didn't. You set me up on an email chain with the attorneys you were talking to, and I had some questions for them, and they didn't get back to me. So I need to touch base with them. Aside from that, I just use Hong again and like record it on my own. I'm not sure if I'm super concerned with clouding title on that. It's like I know I have a good fee, so I feel like I should solidify it. But also, I got the seller to send me. The seller did send me a picture of his license, and it seems to be legit.
Good.
Mark, are you e-recording or are you going in person?
E-recording.
Okay.
I don't even think they want you in person. I went in person and I was like, "Hi guys," and it was like a whole room of like not. They didn't even have the lights on, and they were like, who are you?" They were all zombies. "Who are you?" And then I'm in the wrong place to begin with. But like they want you to e-record. They have a system for everything, which makes sense. That they're like, "Don't get off the conveyor belt. Stay on the conveyor belt. This is how we like to do things." Why do you ask in person versus e-record?
I was gonna offer to do it for him if he needed help with e-recording. Like if you were driving to the county recorder's office all the time, I was gonna be like, bro, I will e-record that for you.
One question One question I do have for you is at one point, so he recorded something and I was like, okay, I'm going to record something. When I went to record something, I felt like they gave me a different list of things to accomplish. And I think it's because one is an attorney affidavit and the other is a non-attorney affidavit. And so like I kept submitting and they kept rejecting based on X, Y, and Z. It took me like a week to get it done, but was able to get it done. Whether or not it holds up in a court of law, whether or not it holds up, period, yo no say. But we'll see, I guess.
So are you asking why they give you different lists of things to do?
No, because I'm not an attorney, and so that makes sense to me that like I'm not an attorney, so they're gonna ask for more. Like they were asked, it was a probate deal. They were asking for the probate number. They were asking for this, that, and the other. I had to get it fucking. I think I went like 5 times to the same notary, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Just fucking it up, left, right, and center. What's up? Like you don't want to impress with me?" But yeah, so I think I got it right this time. I can send it to anybody. But yeah, I just remember them being like, "You're not an attorney. You need to include these things." And I was like, "Whatever you say, I will do." I can send you a copy of what I ended up. I thought I posted it, but I'll repost it if not. But yeah, I'm a fan of clouding title, big time.
Yeah. I feel like it totally depends on the county recorder's office too. Like I have pulled in helping PMLs that have deals that have gone bad. I've like pulled their liens and found mortgages recorded in deed of trust states, or vice versa. And they just like did whatever fucking document. And then like I've also had recorders kick stuff back because the date that it was notarized didn't match the date on the document. So it's like so hit or miss, to be honest. But I'm glad for you, Suzanne, that they were helpful, even though it probably did seem tedious at the time, because
Yeah.
hopefully those they're telling you like all the things that you need to get that recorded so that it would hold up in court.
They
Hopefully.
were really understanding too because they had explained they're like we need to index this properly and the only way to index it is to have certain things on it and blah blah blah. So they were very good about like explaining the mechanics on it. I was very impressed by it. Was arduous but got it done. Again, whether or not it holds up, yo no say. And it was fairly inexpensive. I think I paid like 135, less than like 150 to record it, and it alleviated so much trouble. That was the one. It's a probate deal that's been going on for like 2 years now. And then at one point, like I was getting ghosted, and so it removes all that stress for me, letting myself know that if it ever comes to something else, that I'm gonna get a call no matter what. So I'm happy. Yeah. Jace, what about you? What have you been accomplishing working on this week? You were closing. What's today? Today's closing day.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That's okay. That's pretty par for the course. So what happened?
Okay, so um uh the closing attorney wouldn't close without a lien release
Okay.
from the contractors because of the 240 fucking $1,000 of work that was done on the property. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. If it was like 20K, I'd be like, nah, we could probably risk it for the biscuit. But like if that contractor comes back and puts a 240K lien on this property, speaking of clouding title.
Yeah.
So
I like that though. That's in your favor. That was something that you were concerned with. So the fact that the attorney is pushing for it is way different than you being the buyer and being like, I want this thing, and then being like, I don't have it, I don't want to do it. You're like, no, bitch. The attorney, motherfucker, asked for it, motherfucker. So do
well,
it.
I told him, I was like, can we play good cop, bad cop? And I throw you under the bus. And he's like, hell yeah. So I sent an email and I was like, the attorney will not close without this. And because I drafted my own assignment of contract, because I asked them to send me one and they didn't. And I was like, all right, here's what you should put in here. Clear and marketable title was a closing condition.
Yeah.
Specifically, like closing condition number one. So I love that for me because if the attorney is like saying, no, there's there's not a clear title, they can lien it 93 days after closing in mass. So therefore, I don't consider that a clear title. And I'm like, hell yeah, I love this.
Wait, hold on.
And
Back
not
up
to,
about what's the 93-day mass thing?
yeah, so a contractor can put a mechanic's
Oh,
lien on a property for 93 days post closing in mass.
good to know.
Mhm.
I'm surprised that you had to put clear and marketable title on an assignment contract because that should be in the normal purchase and sales contract. I'm surprised that that's not there. Like, bitch, how am I supposed to buy a house that you can't actually sell me? What are we
Is
talking
it
about here? Like,
is
that's
it
a
because
never
it's sub
ending
two though?
transaction. Huh?
It is sub 2.
Isn't it
Yeah.
sub 2 though? So that loan's gonna stay. So that won't clear.
I said clear and
Oh,
marketable title except for the 2 disclosed liens, which is something that I put in all my contracts. Like I specifically spell out what the loan, like what the liens are, loan amount and everything. Like loan, I'm sorry, loan number and everything. So if it's a Mr. Cooper mortgage, loan number, blah, 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 blah. Clear and marketable, free of any liens except for those disclosed in section, whatever.
yeah.
So that was like issue 1. We technically got the final building permit sign off on the 8th, but we've been
Nice.
going back and forth about the stupid lien release for, I think they just thought like I would stop bugging them about it, but I
Yeah.
finally like looped the attorney in. We talked over the weekend. He's like, I'm not closing without it. I'm issuing title insurance. I'm not closing without it.
Who's the
Did they
attorney?
get paid?
Did who get paid?
The contractor?
The contractors supposedly got their final payment issued via check this week.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Yep. Um, so that was one thing. And then let me see. They're not issuing a smoke certificate. Suzanne, you and I talked about this last week. I had my guys walk my property managers walk the property. They said they confirmed everything's where it should be.
Mhm.
I am gonna have the fire marshal go out tomorrow or Wednesday. And yeah, the smoke cert, even like I'm fine paying for it, but if it, yeah. Uh, let me see what else. So yeah, and then the wholesalers were like, "Oh, well, this person's gonna sign the lien release," and the attorney's like, "They can't sign and bind the company. Like they don't have the authority to do that."
Right.
So it's just been a lot of like hullabaloo. And I guess the seller never paid her deductible on the insurance claim, which I don't even know how they started work without the deductible being paid. So the wholesalers have come back now and been like, will you split the 2K deductible?
Hmm.
And I left them on red.
Yeah. I mean, I like what Mark said last week, which is all the power lies in your hands, right?
Yeah.
Because you are the buyer, and at the end of the day, if the buyer doesn't bring the money to the table, there is no fucking deal that closes. And if a ready, willing, and able buyer is bringing the money to the table, then no offense, you got to dance. And it has to be. My favorite expression is make it make sense. Make it make
So
sense.
so long as you're not up against awkward contract expiration timelines.
Oh
That
no, my contract is like I could terminate at any point and get all my EMD back.
well, no. Well, I mean you being out of contract. Like if you're trying to play hardball and get discounts, but all of a sudden you fall out of contract for any reason you don't perform, your attorney doesn't
Oh
secure
yeah,
a written extension, whatever. As soon as you're out, like if you play hardball, they're, if they have other buyers, it sounded like they didn't last time. You gotta be mindful of that stuff. If you're well secured by whatever your language is on extensions, and
yeah.
you
I
know they
have
don't
until
have
the end of the
buyers,
month.
then okay, yeah. So you got it. But I would say like like a week before the end of the month, if they still don't have answers, I would get some sort of lengthy extension with maybe some vague language, like, closing to coincide with whatever date that you're looking to do, then you should be good, right?
I don't like doing this. I like to fucking close. Like, I just like to be done.
You're a good buyer. You're a
Agreed.
great
You like
buyer.
to close, but just make sure you secure something so that you can actually get it closed, whether or not it happens now or later, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you need the lien release. You're going to do the smoke certificates, even those are not required for closing. What's the progress on the lien release?
I need to check and be sure that the attorney has everything he needed. Because no one can reply all in this email chain, apparently. They
Don't
fucking
worry.
reply to me, and I'm like, nope, not me. Like, reply all. This-
Don't
Um,
worry.
yeah, I need to make sure he has everything he needs. The only thing I'm super nervous about, I logged into the mortgage portal today. Historically, they haven't made a mortgage payment since January. Historically, the statements have gone out on the 18th, and there's no September statement yet.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
I'm a little nervous the lender's going to start.
Well, so on top of them wanting to split whatever fee you were saying, also you're incurring potentially the September payment as well.
I was, I'm picking up the August payment too.
Right. And they want you to split that half and whatever,
The insurance deductible.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said like if you get rid of the proration on the August payment, then we'll cover the whole deductible. And I might just reply and be like, what do you have in mind regarding the proration? And just be like, I can't.
Well, hold on. I would chase those questions out, get some real answers, kind of negotiate them trially, but like before that, and then maybe use those as a negotiation for your extension with whatever you need, right? If you need more time.
See, I don't really want to extend. I have the property marketed. I have it at what I thought was the high side of the rent comps. And like I have a lot of good interest. It's only been live for less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She needs a
I don't
lien
want to
release.
extend, I want to close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Who's your attorney?
David Lebwith.
Oh, I think I've heard this guy.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
So
He's
far, I like
he's-
him.
Yeah. I like
He's
I like with a people with a thick neck and teeth that like lock in. Like, I don't like these pretty princess paperwork pushing guys that are like, my cuticles. Like, no, bitch. When it's throwdown time, it's throwdown time, and like swing a big dick, please.
yeah. The only he told me he's like, I can do anything creative. He's like, the only thing I won't do is represent you in landlord court. I was like, that's fair. I don't want to be there either. So
It's a tough place to
um
be.
yeah. So like I like him so far. He's very busy, but I think if I had had a closing date and stuck to it, we would have been fine.
Mm, good. Most closings, at least for me, I don't think I've ever closed on time, which is terrible. I've met other people who are like, I always close on time, but for me, I've
I
never had
always
it.
close on time. I've
So it's
requested one extension in my entire fucking life, and that was because there was a hurricane.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. My clients who like don't they like close 30 days after, they give me so much anxiety.
All right. So lien release, and to get the lien release, you need to make sure that you've sent in everything to the attorney. So what is missing for the attorney?
I need to make sure the wholesalers have sent everything to the attorney. I think they're sick of sending shit, and it's like, that sucks. We have to send it if you want to get paid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Keith Lyons, how are you doing in Maine? I might be going to Maine at some point
Oh yeah, where's that?
for what Labor Day weekend?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing Labor Day weekend? Like
I
working.
don't know. I think our our oldest daughter bringing the new grandbabies up from North
Cute.
Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're gonna come up for a week or so. But other than that, working. It's another day.
What are you doing when your family comes up? You take them out? Like, what is there to do in Maine? And please don't be offended by me asking. I just don't know. Are you like
Uh,
picking blueberries? That's all I know. High fiving bears.
yeah. I mean, if you want to take rides and stuff, I mean, people like going down to, Bar Harbor and the shops and stuff like that down on the coast, or um, Mount Katahdin is always, I don't think much of Mount Katahdin because I was born and raised in Millinocket. Every day, every morning I woke up, I see the mountain. You know what I
Mm.
mean? We used to go up just to go drinking, just to, kids. So, but that's a cool, got Baxter Park, go up A-Ball Bridge, out up A-Ball Slide and stuff. Um, Other than that, I mean, just, stupid little stuff, you know what I mean? Just the normal museums and stuff like that.
Cute. What's been going on with you?
Oh, trying to get I should have that house on the market this by the weekend. Boys, I just had to take the guys off and build the other one to paint. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
just had to get this thing painted and just like pulling teeth, just that house was done ass backwards because it got left because I had hard money on the other house that I was doing, so I had to get that one done. You know what I mean? And then we come back to
Yeah.
this and it just kind of not quite the way I would normally do it. And since it was a chalet in the upper part, it's all stained and wood and everything else. So you can't really spray,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it was all handwork. So
Yeah.
it just kind of, it is what it is.
I've been there before. I've been there before. There's a certain sequence that you want to do, and
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't work out that way because of scheduling and some other weird nonsense. And looking back, people are like, "Why'd you do that?" And I'm like, "No fucking idea." But I know in the moment when I made that choice, it was the best that I could do, and that's how I sleep at night. Is I make the best choice that I can possibly make, and let it be that.
Yeah. Just trying to get it done. Just want it done.
Is that the one that my sister? So the one that you're trying to
Yep.
get listed on the market, that's the one my sister is part of.
Yep.
Here, I'll tell you this right now, and I should probably not tell you this. She probably totally forgot that she lent money on that. She's gonna be when that does close, she's gonna be so happy because she's gonna be like, "Oh, thank God I did something, la la la." She forgets. She totally forgets, but she's one of the best lenders in the fact that, like, when she lends money, she trusts me because it's me
Yeah.
and she knows me and she grew up with me. But
Mm.
she's not on my ass. She's so happy to get her money back. She's so happy to get it with returns. So she'll be happy.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Good.
I hope so.
No, she will. She's a that's her. And it's funny because years ago for Christmas one time, I used to do this stuff like back in the day with like Fat Wallet or something or Nerd Wallet and then slickdeals.net. I used to be in these forums with a bunch of dads and they would be talking about, how they invest the money for the family and blah blah blah. And then there was something else called like credit card something about like washing or cycling or credit card something, but essentially they would have a whole list of like, okay, apply for this credit card, this is the minimum credit score that you need, you get $250 cash back for $500 spent in the first 90 days and it's X amount of return and blah blah blah. Something about like cycling or crunching or laundry washing, something like that. That was the verb that they used for it. But I used to do all that stuff back in the day, and she knew that. And so she actually approached me one Christmas and she's like, for my Christmas gift, all I want to know is how to invest my money. And then I spent like, no joke, probably about 15 hours trying to get her some sort of bank account with like a 2% interest rate return. And this is
Yeah.
when I was doing real estate. I had no concept of like allowing my family to lend on my deals. I don't know why. My dumbass never like crossed that barrier. And then one day I ended up like, I don't know if it was one day, but I finally like got hit over the head and I was like, I'm going to borrow this money no matter what. And I'm going to pay this. If you give it to me, then I give it to you. And I don't even like my lender. This is my lender at the time who like, he would walk in my shitty hoarder house with his Gucci I don't know, alligator Gucci flip-flops. And I'm like, bro, don't like fucking don't wear those shoes. Please don't wear those shoes. Like, number one, just don't do it. And number two, like, I give you money as my lender, but I hate the way that you spend money if you're spending them on Gucci leather shoes and then walking around in my nasty hoarder house, stepping on things with your shoes. And then I asked him, I was like, hey, Sean, how's your weekend? And he's like, I just got back from Paris Fashion Week. And I was like, I can't handle this guy. I can't relate. I don't want to be friends with him. I never want to talk to him again. For the love of God, Anna and Andrew, my brother and sister, please, for the love of God, you give me money. I'd much rather pay you, keep money in the family, than have to have these fake ass conversations with these people that I just cannot relate to. And I don't agree with. I don't like the way they spend the money that they make off of me. I hate it. So please, for the love of God. And that changed me. And so it then became that I used to think I was begging for money from people because that's how it felt, where I was like, please, I got a good deal, give it to me. And then it's like, no, I can literally pay you exactly what I pay my hard money lender. I can pay you what I pay my institutional lender without you having to be an actual institution. And it just becomes like such a nice win-win thing. But the big thing is that people have to know you. People have to know you, or they have to have a personal reference. Like me introducing them to you, a little bit nerve-wracking because of what I went through with the whole Z thing, but also me knowing the type of person you are and how you feel about things makes it easier to be like, listen, it's a smaller amount. Try this out first. And if you want to do more, you can do more. But like, from everything I know that you're a great guy. I know where you live. I know your wife. I know your daughters. So it's one of those things where it makes it easier. But apart from that, I think that's the hardest part. And when you're lending money is kind of like I call it betting on the horse. You just don't know how they're going to perform, how the horse is going to perform under stress. You hope that they do well, but there's an opportunity for them to like fall dead on the track. In my analogy, but yeah. So no, I'm very happy to introduce you to her. I know how seriously and how seriously you take money, how responsible you are in regards to money. I know how much pressure you're under between having to balance crews, fucking sourcing people. No offense, in the middle of nowhere, it's got to be really hard. Sourcing people just where I'm at, which is like Metro. I don't even know where I'm at, but like North Shore, it's hard. It's really hard to get people to show up, get people who are not on a substance to show up, and then hustle when they're on the job. All those things are hard, and you're doing all of that kind of in the middle of nowhere in Maine in the summer when everybody wants to vacation and not actually work. You're looking at a very steep hill to climb, and I love the fact too. You're not supposed to, but I love the fact too that you're not scared to roll up your sleeves and throw down, because when it's go time, it's go time.
Absolutely.
I love that about you. But anyway, I'm happy to have her lend on your projects, and I want you to be successful. That's why I do that.
No, I appreciate it. And
Absolutely.
I think I'm trying to do something. If it ever comes in the mail, I'm thinking about starting maybe a YouTube channel. I bought this, like I said, as soon as it comes, this stand for my phone. It's got an eye on it, so it travels around with you, so I can put it on and I can walk my rehab and whatever, you know what I mean? So instead of trying to take a dumb picture of this, you know what I mean, just one of them. So I figured that maybe something like that, maybe it'll be a little easier for, get a little exposure.
I like that you're trying new things. I think documenting is so important. I think hopefully I've been yelling at you about documenting, because that's the whole reason why. Listen, I'm a Korean girl that my dad was in the military. They don't want me on the internet, period. I'm afraid of everybody, and I have trauma and PTSD about like all the dumb things. My dad used to booby trap the house whenever we left the house, right? Like when we go home, come back from like a vacation, I couldn't even like go into the house because he booby trapped it, and he needed to check all the traps and make sure nobody did anything. So we couldn't even go home and be happy. But like, I have all the reasons why not to do it. And the only reason why I did it is because Pace yelled at us one time. I ended up documenting it. And honestly, I kind of love it, because looking back, which I think is really important, to look back on your progress, to look back on all the things that you've accomplished, I think is really important. So at a minimum, let it be some sort of visual documentation of the accomplishments that you've had. Because I documented, did I get opportunities did people take me seriously? Even my litigation, because I documented everything for Squad 100, they can use that in litigation because I was fucking very public with what I was doing. And again, in the beginning, embarrassing because it's not the quality of content I want to put out there. Like I want to put out good stuff. I don't want to embarrass myself, but at a minimum, it ended up paying off in dividends. So I highly recommend. I love the fact that you purchased something like that. I actually just had something this last weekend using one of them, and it's fucking amazing. I am so impressed. I am so impressed by the stuff that's out there. But I love that you went out and you're wanting to be better. You're wanting to try new things. I love that for you.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll get me, because we do a bunch of different things. You know what I mean? We're very well rounded in what we do.
Yeah.
And I want to grow. I want to do some stuff. I just want to. I got my office set up, and I had my accountant come down yesterday.
Good.
Not my accountant, but my bookkeeper come down, and she got all familiar and everything. So we're kind of getting in a system, and we should have documentation within the next couple of weeks, so I can go to the bank, and I want to stop building. And I do
Good.
want to stop building. So a couple of things. We're progressing. We're progressing.
I'm super happy to hear that. I know that was something that I remember you coming up with it as an idea on a call and being like, how do I solve this? Well, let me make something a little bit common for her and I. And then I remember checking in with you and you were like, well, we're making it, but we got all this other work to do. So I can't make that a priority, but I love the fact that you're building. Yeah, it's important. I'm hoping that by you documenting what you do and all the things that you do, because I also think one of the selling points about working with you is at least for me, I've never worked for you, but the way that you've always treated me, I can imagine you taking good care of the people that work for you. The training and the things that you would teach people that work underneath you, I think is a huge selling feature. So I'm hoping that by you documenting, you're also able to find good quality workers to come work for you out there.
Yeah. I think it'll all kind of come together.
Yeah.
I think it'll all
But
come together.
again, it starts and ends with you, right? So the
Yep.
fact that you're making moves, you're pushing, you're making the best choices you can make in the moment, and you're striving for more and better all the time, and you're willing to take risks and you're willing to try new things, all those things pay off.
Keith,
Yep.
Suzanne, I'm really glad that you guys brought this up too, because I feel like it feeds into our earlier conversation with Mark about like, you just want to do good work and show up and hustle. And Suzanne, I'm really glad that you said like, make sure you document the progress, because I suck at that. I'm like, I have so many videos that I've recorded for content and then not put them together and been like, oh, it's too late now. And it's
Listen,
not
I
good.
am so impressed by what you put out there. Like half the
Oh
time,
my
every
God.
other day, I see something from you, and I'm like, listen, you have kids. I don't have kids. How are you able to do all the things that you do? That's I'm so impressed by you. And I agree with you. Like one of the things that I try to tell my friends around me, because you're right. And I love people that are striving for more. Those are the people that I do want to be friends with. I want you to try for more. I want you to live a higher quality, better of life. I don't want you to be exhausted and overwhelmed by it, but I want you to want more, right? Like I find that
Yeah.
exciting. But I think one of the things that I try to do, at least with my personal friend group, is remind people how far they've come and to like, it's a little annoying for me to be like, can we stop? I'm just going to say it. I say the word gay a lot, and I know it's not nice, but I like saying gay. And I'll be like, I know it's a little gay, but like, we need to stop and acknowledge like you had a closing today, or you finished your first flip, or you struggle with this contract, you struggle with this construction guy, you made it through to the end, the work has been completed, these are the lessons you've learned, and now you moved on, because life happens fast, right? And I think if we're
Yeah.
constantly striving for more, we fail to recognize our little landmarks. And so I think as a friend, I try to do my best to recognize those in my friends and be like, let's just stop. And at a minimum, if it's just me verbally acknowledging it, I think it's really important for you to say like, good job on doing this. Good job on closing that file from hell. Good job on working with that new attorney. Good job on working with that new wholesaler and building a new relationship, because all those things are good things.
You are very good about giving other people their flowers, Suzanne.
Yeah. It's
Or making them take them. You kind of shove them in their face and you're like, here, take this, damn it.
You're like,
Hmm.
you've just been flower raped. But yeah, no, it's important. Life happens fast. And no, I'm proud of my friends too. Like I'm proud of the things that they're accomplishing. And again, like Keith, back in the day, you come on these calls and I remember you talking about doing the bookkeeper stuff and you wanting to do certain things. And again, I'm not gonna be your mom and ride your ass and be like, did you do it? Did you do it? But I also love seeing the progress that you're having, because the progress that you have then inspires me to have progress on my own. Because if Keith can do it, I can do it.
Anybody.
Anybody can do it. So yeah. So apart from you pull the guys off of one job to help them come close up this deal that you need to get to the market. You were able to paint, but painting has to be all by hand, which it's a thing. What else have you been working on this last week?
Besides digging the 3 foundations and backfilling one, finish it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just working with, Natapong, my other investor there. He's going to help me start building. He's building the duplex. I dug 5 foundations for him for duplexes already. I'm just backfilling the last one now for him. But he's building one right across from my 5 unit. He's putting a duplex in right across. So one good thing about it is when he paves his, I'm going to pave my driveway in my 5 unit, which will increase the value of it. And
Nice.
the tenants will love it, But that's
Is this a newer friend of yours? What's his name?
No, Natapong.
Natapong.
Yeah, that's his first name, and I can't pronounce his last name.
What's his ethnicity?
What's that?
What's his ethnicity?
He's not Korean. It's a little island, and he's more or less a Filipino. You know what I mean? But it's not. He's not a Filipino. I can't remember what it is.
Listen, I love that you're working with Asians. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a very small group of them in Maine. I feel like I found a couple from time to time, and I'm always surprised being like, what are you doing here? But they're the more tenacious of the group. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I see him, Uncle Keith, come. He's too funny.
They're good
he's
to
too
know.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good.
How long have you known this guy for?
Probably 3 or 4 years. He was actually, I met him because at one, the real estate meeting I told you we used to go to and stuff like that. When it got started, well, it probably got started about 5 years. Maybe I've known him for about 5 years, maybe 5, 6 years. And he was there one night, and I was with Ed, my private lender there, my first private lender, and we were talking and stuff. And that year, the young fellow's never had any construction. He used to run a over-the-counter parts is what he used to run. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in a year and a half, he had flipped or done 23 rehabs and gotten over 50 units out of them. And at that time, he was starting to sell the old stuff, and he was just starting to build stuff. And the good thing about him is the fellow that he happened to meet was my loan officer at the first is the vice president of the bank, Ben Sprague. And he met Ben, and actually Ben helped him get his citizenship here, So he's very good friends with Ben. And then I come in, and Ed's a good friend, you know what I mean? That's how I kind of get tangled up with the bank and stuff and this and that. But no, that's a good guy. We help each other out,
Yeah. What for going back to this, I'm going to call him Vietnamese. That's the first thing that pops into my head. But your Asian friend, what did he do within that year and a half, apart from him knowing the same vice president loan officer that you knew? What did he do to be able to accomplish what he accomplished? Because that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's like 1 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
How the hell do people do it?
He happened to run into a guy that was just kind of getting sick and tired of running a crew himself. He was working for himself, and he had guys
Mhm.
working underneath him, paying him every week and this and that. And the guy was getting tired of it, and Nat
Mhm.
happened to run into him, and got him to do one of his units. And what they ended up, they struck a deal, and this guy and his crew came to work for Nat. There was 5 of them,
Mhm.
and he did quite a bit of work for him. He worked for him for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years or whatever. Nat helped him out getting, I think the kid helped him out getting a 3 unit and another duplex and stuff, like I said, that's a good guy. You know what I mean? He tried, everybody tries to help everybody out, but they just parted ways, I don't know, a year or so ago. And that's got other guys and stuff, and he does his stuff. I mean, he's got enough units to keep everybody at bay. You know what I mean? He's got enough cash flow going that he can do things. And
Nice.
that's what I gotta, you know what I mean? That's what I gotta do. And it is all about cash flow. Once you hit, it seems like the golden mark with everybody is 40 units. Once you
Mhm.
hit 40 units and above, that's good cash flow. You know what I mean? Because you got $20,000-$30,000 positive cash flow all the time, but just you've got $80,000, $90,000 a month cash flow. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So you got money to work with. You got money to work with.
How many units do you have now?
I only got 15 right now.
Only Keith. So you got 50, you have 15 more than I have.
Well, we got to get you going.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving forward, what are you hoping to accomplish this week?
My main focus is getting. I got to finish back from that foundation tomorrow, but my main focus is getting that one on the market is what my main focus is, and my trusses are coming the end of next week for the other build, so I got to make sure all my walls are standing next week, so when the trusses come the following week we can put them up. That's why I kind of took away from that job, is because to bring the boys back, because we were kind of ahead of schedule a little bit. You know what I mean? I would have had the thing standing up and waiting for the trusses. Can't do nothing until the trusses come anyway. And
Yeah.
we've gotten everything demoed and stuff inside that we really need to, and I can't put nothing together until I get a roof on the friggin' place. So you're kind of in limbo, so it's kind of good in the sense that it's like that. And then I'm trying to get stuff going, and hopefully that'll get up before I have my operation. I gotta fucking remember last year, year and a half ago, I pulled all the ligaments out of one of my arms, and they had an operation to put them back in. Well, I did the same friggin' thing to my other arm. So I gotta go see the doctor Thursday, and they've taken a sonogram, and they said, yeah, this what's been done is unfixable by your body. It's got to be fixed by a surgeon. So we'll go in Thursday and see what they say. And
Are you pushing yourself too hard? Is that why you're having this like injury?
well, no, I thought I was just trying to. I was getting up in the morning, starting to work out a little bit, lifting, doing my, my little Jane Fonda workout. I'd say I do,
Mhm.
and it makes me feel good. The main reason I do it is because I'm getting arthritis in my hands. I'm 64, almost 65, and
Yeah.
my arthritis is starting to get to me in my fingers. So in the morning when I lift that little bit of weight, it's not all kinds, but it's enough. Geez, my hands feel great all day
Mm.
long. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So that was the main reason why I was kind of doing it, but I don't know. I guess I kind of overdid it or something. So
I would
Once-
I would find out, because you lifting those weights, getting the benefit that you got for your arthritis hands, right? That I know those hurt. To then now you having to do surgery and have a recovery period, all of that is really tough. And the fact that you had that surgery already on the other side and now you're doing it for this side, I just don't want you to, you know what I mean? I don't want you to have to constantly be going.
Yeah, well, the other side was kind of that had nothing. That was lifting a piece of granite.
Mm,
We were lifting a 10-foot piece of granite that I bought real cheap at an auction, and we had to go through a door with it. And I was walking backwards, and the other guy, Ed, actually was Ed, my Ed Evans. Ed was on the other end of it, and said, "We got to flip it up to go through the door." Well, he's walking to it, so he automatically flipped it up to his right hand. Well,
yeah.
I'm back to it, so I'm backwards to him. So when he flipped it up, it went to my left hand, and all that. I mean, that was a little hefty. So all that weight went to my left hand, and I could feel. I see my friggin' muscle roll right up. I said, "Oh, no, I didn't drop it. Down, down, down." We set it down. That was it. That's how that one happened.
Mm.
But
I hate that. I hate that, but I also have been in those situations of getting a deal.
yeah,
And I know dropping it would have probably even caused even more trouble. But we need to be making better choices at this age.
oh yeah, getting young fellows to do shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
They heal faster, if anything.
yes, they do. Yes.
All right. So going forward, I love that you seem to be in good spirits, right? I want you to be happy, healthy, all that fun stuff. What are you hoping? So this week you're hoping to accomplish wrapping up that house, getting it on market. You have a couple more foundations that you need to finish, because that's always you. You're always going to be working. I know that. Earth working. You're not a guy that sits still. So I know you're going to be moving. Hopefully in the future you're moving for yourself and not
Yes.
pushing dirt for
Yes.
somebody
Yeah.
else. Do you have anything big that you're trying to accomplish this week? What's the biggest thing that you're hoping to get this house to market?
I'm not going to push it this week. Next week, I will make appointments with the banks. You know, and I'm gonna sit down and because I've got two commercial portfolios. I got one with the first, and then because the 5-unit was automatically commercial,
Yep.
so I refinanced the 5-unit with Acadia Bank and put it with them guys so I could get another commercial account with them guys. So I'm going to talk to both of them and see what I can't get going, because I got that land in Winterport, so I can put at least one duplex there without paying for no land, without paying for anything, land or anything. See, what Nat does is, what's great with the first is you can go to the first and you show them the prints that you got, what you're going to build. Like Nat's been building those 2 units. All right. They're valued at, they're appraised at $400,000. All right. So they give them like $310,000 to build them. Okay. Well, to buy the land and to build them, Nat, we can build them for 190,000 to 210,000. So you only got 220,000 in it. The bank's giving you 310,000. The bank's paying you to do this. I had done that a couple of times with one of my flips and with my 4-unit in Winterport. Natapong helped me, get going and stuff. And then COVID hit, and then everything kind of went to pot. So I'm trying to get back into that situation where the banks are paying us to do it, especially when I'm doing earthwork. It costs me nothing for earthwork, and pour all it is a foundation in the ground. That's a big portion of it. So you get a big draw to begin with. And with the first, you don't have to, quote, put your money in first. You know what I mean? All they expect you, they'll give you 75%. They expect you to finish with the last 25%. So, and that's how Nat does all this stuff. He says is, he'll take, when he gets draws from that doing a duplex, he'll take 40,000 of that and buy another piece of land. So then he'll have another piece of land going. And what he'll do is, while he's getting this money coming in from this building this, he'll put a foundation in over there. So then automatically he's got another 300 grand over there. So
Right.
you know what I mean? And it's just using money. It's just using money. You're not really stealing money from that, but in a sense, but you're making it too. The bank is paying you to do this.
Right.
So
I have yet to do a new build, but I get the allure of them. Yeah.
oh yeah, especially if it's a rental unit, it's an automatic. You have no capex. 20 years. It's 15, 20 years, you got no capex.
Yeah.
I mean, so once I get going, I'll probably sell all my other stuff,
Yeah.
and build more. I'll start off with duplexes and build a couple duplexes, and then hopefully next summer I can go to 4 units and 6 units, whatever.
How come you like these duplexes? Why? Because your friend is building them and it's proof of concept. Why
because they appraise right, and they are quick and easy to build, because it's a regular house. The duplexes are only, they're 2830 by 3638. 2-story. They're very quick and easy to build, but they're valued high. They're valued almost 400,000. Well, if you go to do a 4 unit, which is going to cost you twice the money, a 4 unit's only valued about 600,000. You're only getting 200,000. It seems weird, but the 4 units aren't valued like a 2 duplex is. That's why everybody builds duplexes, because they're valued so well.
I like it. I dig it. Yeah.
And because 100% bonus depreciation is back, baby.
Yes. And it's all borrowed money anyway, so there's no tax. It's all tax-free money. That's the big thing, I mean,
have you ever done new build yourself?
oh yeah, we've built all kinds of stuff.
So
I used to build back when I was 12 years old. My dad had a construction company, and we used to build houses. Used to pour foundations. Back then we used to lay block. Christ, I was laying block 12, 13 years old.
Yeah, I don't know why, like, tackling new things. I can't remember. Somebody else came up with something where, commercial. There's a TV show kind of, that's rude. I should probably just say, well, it's kind of a TV show. The guy is a producer. He's pretty legit. That's why I got involved with him. It's called Learning Local Live. And so it's a bunch of like local people that actually do work, co-host a show introducing other real practitioners. And I guess it like drums up exposure and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, one of the reasons why I do it is because I get to meet new people doing interesting things that I would not meet otherwise. And so this one is talking a lot about commercial deals, and he makes it sound so digestible. But it's funny because I noticed that I have a huge like fear monster within me that anytime I hear something new, I don't, it's not panicking. It's like a weird like plateau of just fear that I don't want to overcome. And so when I think of a new build, I think of like the architecture plans that I have to spend, surveying the lot, which is a couple of thousand, architecture plan, another couple of thousand, dealing with the town, Lord only knows what that looks like, and that whole lead up before I can actually start to do stuff, all of that stuff scares the piss out of me.
That's why you have an engineer, Susan. An engineer does all that for you. They go to the town, they go to the meetings, they get it approved. That's why you pay an engineer. You don't do that yourself. Not that you
Keith, can I
can't.
ask you a dumb question? I know that this is probably incredibly like town specific, but if I were worried because I'm a psycho for no reason about planning and zoning ordinances changing about what I could build, would it make sense to go pour a foundation for something and just leave the building permits open and expect to be grandfathered in that way?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you can go in. It's pretty easy, or at least up here, it's pretty easy to change zoning.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a
It's
bunch of
pretty easy.
NIMBYs. There's a bunch of NIMBYs, so I don't think
Yeah.
like I'm currently allowed to. I have the I have enough coverage where I could build a new dwelling, or I don't have too much coverage, so I could build a new dwelling, and like planning would permit it right now, but I'm worried about losing that.
I don't know. Part of me feels like if you had approvals to do a certain plan and you started that plan, that it doesn't make sense that they could come in and change it just because you're in the middle of it.
Yeah, I would highly, yeah, that wouldn't even
Unless it
be,
was something like you abandon it for 2 years or some. I don't even know if permits expire. Do they
That
expire?
like would kind of be
yeah,
my plan.
the permits, most permits expire in a year. You gotta
Mm.
renew them every year.
Oh, okay. I mean, I might just go do it. I don't know. I was thinking about this today, actually.
Mm.
I mean, ADUs are all over the place. You can do,
Mm,
I mean, especially like up here in Maine, especially since they said that we're the housing crisis and this and that everybody
yep.
you can do an ADU,
Yeah.
Someone I
So,
think,
Well,
and
let's.
on one of those TV things that I did, I think they said you can put 4 ADUs on 1 acre.
yeah. Huh.
And they can be detached, so you're building like 4 mini houses essentially. I don't know. I everywhere we go, a lot of people talk about there's a whole housing crisis. I don't even know. Nowadays, not even nowadays, it's been this way for some time that in Massachusetts, a starter home is 500,000. So how the hell people
Yeah.
are affording these? I have no idea.
Yeah. See, that's how Natapong, he's pretty smart. He getting over on it is now he's looking for land like this last lot I just did. It's long and it's between two streets.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to build a 4 unit and trying to squeeze it in with the money, what we're doing is he's building one, then he can build another ADU, another duplex. So he's going to
Mhm.
build two duplexes on the same land. You got 4 units, but now you get $800,000, and you know what I mean. I don't know why but that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers are the numbers. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Keith,
Yeah.
I'm happy to see you, happy to hear from you.
Mm.
Is there anything you need?
No, no. I was just going to ask you the same thing. When you got stuff going, what are you doing?
So let me tell you this. I haven't been working since I sold the last house that you came to visit. One of the things that I've done this last 3 years, like 3 years ago, you know how I used to have everybody set like their yearly goal and blah, blah, blah. I got to a point where I'm like, I don't care about real estate. I want to find my life partner and I want to work towards. I say this terribly, but I'm always like, I'm gonna trap a man. I'm gonna get a man pregnant. And I'm gonna have babies with this man, right? Like I need to be more ladylike with how I say it, but like that's just how I say it. But no, so actually, for like since I've had this time in between projects, I've been really enjoying myself.
Good.
I have a person that I'm very excited about that I'm working in this direction of being my life partner. It's funny because I've actually had a crush on this person for 3 years, and then come to find out he and I both liked each other the first time that we ever met each other, and that we never told each other for years because we didn't want to ruin the friendship. And we wanted to have we just didn't want to not be friends. So anyway, we've been dating. It's been a lot of fun. But I'm also at the point where in dating, I like to spend money. Like we had tacos the other day, $80 in tacos.
Holy poops.
I don't know. And we didn't drink. So I don't know what the hell. Everything is so expensive. They were delicious tacos, but like, I feel like
Wow.
anytime I leave my house, it's immediately like $100, which is fine because I like to spend money and I like to spoil people, but I also have a hard time spending money when I'm not bringing in money. And so I call real estate my little ATM, and I definitely need to go back out to the ATM because, I like to live a certain quality of life. And to do that, I need to go back and earn money. But I'm a little bit nervous because I've now had this like 3-month period to be able to date. And it's been great, but I'm also now entering a phase of where I got to go back to work and I don't know what that's going to look like. So in the meantime, I've been having fun. but also knowing that I need to like get back on the wagon of buying something, which I'm looking forward to doing. I'm just nervous because it's going to be a different transition. So I'm shopping for deals. I'm talking to people. I'm still going out to meetups. And so that's what I started doing, I think, at the beginning of this year, was like getting off my couch and going out and meeting people, which is also why I do this TV show thing that I do, because it's another way to meet a certain caliber of a person.
Mm.
I'm paying to go to meetups now. There's one in New Hampshire with these guys. I like them a lot, called like Discounted Property Solutions, but it's to get FaceTime. It's to build relationships with quality people. And like Jace, you were saying earlier on this call, you know, some people got it, some people don't got it. But like one of the things you got to do is you got to go out and meet these people, attract these people,
Yeah.
so that you can
Yeah.
then work with them, because they're not just going to suddenly fall in your lap and everything's going to be hunky dory. So I think I'm doing a good job of being social, but like probably for the last 3 months, I've been very into the new relationship that I have and wanting to, you know, not put it in an incubator, but yeah, spending really good quality time, enjoying myself, enjoying them, doing summary things, which has been a lot of fun. But yeah, it's time to get back to work. And so I need to be a little bit more serious about buying something. Plus I miss it to a certain extent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get together? All you know.
We can get together anytime. There was actually a couple of meetups that I saw, I think in your neck of the woods in Maine. There's a guy I like a lot. His name is Jason Goldfarb. He's actually a really sweet guy. I think he has great energy on top of that. Like I think sometimes when you meet people that are really successful, they're really successful, but they don't have good energy. For me, my definition of good energy is like they're focused on the things that matter most, which is happiness and growing people and not being a dickhead, essentially. And I
Yeah.
think he's one of those. So I feel like I've seen a couple of meetups up in that neck of the woods. I have Labor Day weekend. I'm planning on going to Maine with my boyfriend because he likes camping, not my style, but that's what he likes to do. And there's a place that I think is in Maine. So he is a big fan of Maine, and I think it's up near your neck of the woods. So it's possible I might just be driving by doing boyfriend things.
Oh,
God
yeah.
bless you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have seen some meetups in Maine. I'll tag them and post you in them so that you can see them. At a minimum, I want you going out there and I want you making friends the same way I'm going out and making friends. But yes, if there's an opportunity for you and I to meet, I'd happily take that up in an instant. So right now I'm planning for Labor Day weekend. We
Yeah.
actually just decided earlier today because there was another event that we were going to go to, but then it's the last weekend of summer is what people were saying. And so we decided, again, I'm not a camping person at all, but I was like, I think we have to do this instead. So we just decided today. Yeah. I'll send it to you. It's a middle of nowhere place, but it's in
Yeah.
Maine.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So that's
You know
that's
what
what I do.
you know what intrigues me is, I mean, I enjoy what I do and stuff like that, but sometimes I just sit and think, and like what Mark does, you know what I mean? And or Tim Smith has been doing pretty good in land. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got no quote bills, you know what I mean? You got no and it's income coming in, you know what I mean? And
Mm.
just, there's a lot, that
So
intrigues me.
I'll tell you this.
That's the main reason actually why I got into sub two, is because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I've yet to do anything, I mean,
But
talking with you, like
that's
you say, do what you do,
yeah.
I mean,
It's different though, because that stuff. So Mark is a good one because he's the person that I would buy a deal from.
yeah.
He just finished his first flip and he hated it. And I
Mhm.
told him, I was like, just call me anytime you have a problem. He hated it. And he hated it for exactly the same reasons why you're like, it's capital intensive, it's time intensive. He just
Yeah.
hates every single part of it. He's very good at what he does, which is wholesaling. But if I think about wholesaling, I can't do it myself because the types of problems that he has between having cold callers, generating your own leads, feeding them data, going on appointments, locking up deals, doing the TC, getting it to the closing table. What is it? Grass is greener on the other side always, right? Figure out which is like the things that you love to do or the things that have the highest amount of return and go do those things, but like don't get caught up in what other people are doing. Yes, it's true, you can do things and it's and he loves it because there's no capital involved. He doesn't
Right.
like spend 80 to make 40. He just
Yeah.
can make 80 in one rip on one contract. And he's like,
Yeah.
the amount of time it takes me to do one contract versus this nonsense, like 3 months, which is great. He did a flip in 3 months and they're making decent money. He's like, I could have done way more. And plus he's been out there a couple of times, like taking out the trash, and he's miserable about it every time. Yeah. So, I mean, you pick your hard is essentially
Yeah.
what I like to say. Yes, you could easily you could definitely do that stuff. Whether or not it's easy is a totally different conversation. But yeah, you're completely capable of doing that wholesaling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Jace, what do you got coming up this week? Apart from Lean release.
I have that, and I have 3 really complex client transactions that were all supposed to close last month as well, that I'm looking forward to closing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh, Mark's back. Mark,
Mhm.
Yo, my
can
bad.
you?
My phone died.
No, you're good. You're actually just in perfect time. Can you pull expired listings in Yarmouth for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't.
I
You said Yarmouth?
Yeah,
Cool.
I will pay you. I will Venmo you. I will do whatever you need. I will
Nope.
simply file things for you. You just let a sister know.
No. Thank you though.
Do you understand what Simply File is?
Yeah, he records.
No, I've never done it, but yeah, you record. Okay, that works. No, I mean I'm good. What do you want? Single family, condo, you want everything?
Single family and multi, no condos, please.
Okay.
Because I
Um,
might go call sellers this week.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've
You're trying to buy something in Yarmouth?
yeah,
Is this near your other property? Is that why?
I know that market inside and out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My grandparents had a house there that I pretty much lived at when I was at Mass Maritime, and they sold it and they offered it to me, and I totally should have bought it, but I was a dumbass. So,
Mm-hmm. That
but
happens.
yeah, I know that market inside and out, and it was recently listed as the most affordable city on the Cape, so I know that's fixing to change.
There you go.
There's one other guy. There's 2 other people. Number one, Mark has a friend out there, Devin. Is it Devin?
Yeah.
You should know because he's a property buyer out there. I don't know
Okay.
whether or not he would want to be on the Cape. I'm not a Cape person myself because I hate that drive. But that might be a good friend for you to know out there. And then the other one is Colton Brewster. He was actually, we worked at Tesla together, and then he was like following Pace on social media, found out that I was doing Pace stuff, and then came to Creative Elite, which was a event that I had. But I'm pretty sure he's actually part of Sub 2 now. And he's out there somewhere ish on the Cape, whether he's on the Cape or he's just before that bridge that goes to the Cape.
Okay.
But
Sweet.
he has deals that like there's things that he'll buy and then other things that he won't buy. He has kids and whatever his buy box is. But I think it would be good for you not only to call sellers, but also to rub some elbows and make some friends with people doing what you're doing out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
And
do you
this is just go ahead, Mark.
what are you looking to do with it? I have a handful of leads in Yarmouth.
So here's the thing. I ran numbers, and a lot of them will, even on a DSCR, I think cash flow, um, based on rent rates, and people are so fucking hungry for year-round rentals that quite frankly, I don't care to fuck with the whole short-term rental in the summer. I mean, I know I can because I do, right? But I don't care to if I can get a good tenant in year round. And then I also have GCs that are just wrapped up projects.
Okay.
So Yeah.
I have,
I'm happy to pay you an assignment fee if you have leaks or
yes,
a
you're looking for the rentals. That's
connector
a little
fee
bit
or whatever
better.
you want. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let me re-engage. I
Okay.
think there was like one or two good ones, and I think we were just kind of far off on price, but I was going for that deep discount.
I mean, the other thing too is like if they have equity and they'll hold the note, then we can probably get them what they want in terms of price.
Yeah, good call. I don't
I
come
like.
across that too often, but I'll check them out. I'll pull those listings. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I it's almost September, which means it's going to be a good time of year to send contractors down there if I have to.
Hmm.
Yeah, good call.
So connect with Mark, shop his pipeline,
Yes.
and then also expireds from him.
Yep.
Get your lien release and close that deal. Anything else you want to try to tackle this upcoming week?
Um, yes, I need to get Rutapass closed, which is my client's transaction that I'm pretty much babysitting and spearheading at this point. Mark, I'm being you in this transaction, except for like it's not my job to be you. And then same thing with this one in Katy, Texas. Just like the buyers are not, there's no fire under their ass. And it's like, man,
Mhm.
we're a month past our first contracted closing date.
Yikes.
Mm.
It's not
Yeah.
ideal.
Like we've had extensions, but it's just like, come on, guys, let's get it together.
Yeah, do something.
So I will be so pleased when these are both
Mhm.
closed. I didn't take deposits on either because they were like 3 days out from closing. And I was like, oh, I'll just get paid on the HUD. LOL.
Mhm. LOL. Mark, what about you? What are you trying to accomplish this week?
Oh, I can't control any of this, but get through the inspection on the flip with the current buyer. Hopefully, we'll see. Get Lynn back online if it's able to be got. They need to talk, and I think they'll eventually come around. I don't think it's something that'll happen this week, maybe, but at least they're communicating, so that's good. Onboard acquisition manager, get him paperwork sent out, and get him calling. Been chatting with the PPC guy, so we figured out that arrangement. I'm not even paying him, so literally I'm paying Dustin, so I'm just getting emails with leads. And I understand Dustin's gonna get those leads as well, and whatever. I don't care. It's gonna be worth it, I think, to try out, so there's less of a worry about scammy guy, you know. Um, so get those PPC leads up and running. Continue to TC any leads, deals that I need to. And yeah.
New listing is on the market. I think that's Wakefield for you, right?
Oh yeah. I have open houses this weekend.
And then hopefully collect the 200K deposit from your buyers.
Yes, tomorrow. For my listing in Marlboro.
Do you have like a tracker to keep all this stuff like somewhat organized, or are you just running it through your brain every time?
I have a list of deals in my CRM that I can access. Between that and or I set daily tasks for myself for things. Between those two, that's how I keep track of them.
Mm-hmm. Do you need any help going into this next week?
I don't
You
think so.
just more time?
More time. I just need to spend more time. Yep,
Okay.
that's all.
I don't know how you're going to invent more time apart from, I guess, managing your schedule better.
Well, just spending more time on it. Because I don't work as much as I could, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So
That's not a
one of those
bad
times
thing,
where
Mark.
I gotta buckle down, you know, happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I remember last time at one point you were talking about your schedule is like you wake up and you like go to the gym in the morning, and then by the time you work, because a lot of your stuff is phone calls, it's from like noon to 5. So are you saying you're gonna open up like the 9 to noon window for yourself?
Yeah, which I do open up. I reserve it for like if I have appointments and stuff like that. Usually I try to knock them out in the morning because I want to be like out of the city by 1, the latest, to beat traffic and all that. But yeah, it's more like the 12 to 5 is probably more like 12 to 7. And then a little bit of break and then a little bit later, depending. Um, but yeah, so opening up those morning hours.
Good.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bless you.
Thank God for Zoom. Like back in the day, if this was like a meeting, I don't know. After COVID happened and we started doing this like digital stuff, I like it that we can actually do it without getting each other sick. Not that I'm sick. This is supposed to be allergies, but it's been all day allergies with medication that's not working. I don't know. But anyways, story of my life. Maybe Darwin is trying to wipe out my genetics. Maybe I'm an inferior genetics person and I shouldn't exist on this earth. I don't know. Anyway, thank you all for joining me on a Tuesday night. The whole goal of this is like I say every time, it's just for you to be seen and for us to hear what you're working on, for us to be helpful to one another. If you need anything, come find me. Everything's within the Creative Elite group. If you need resources, I think this week the only thing I'm really working on is adding events to our calendar so that we can keep going out and meeting other people. At one point too, I had promised a list of lenders. Keith, I don't know how important that would be to you, but because your loans are different than the ones that I'm shopping, but the ones that I'm shopping are bridge loans and construction loans for residential, because that's just who I am right now, is doing residential flips. So I have that spreadsheet to share. But apart from that, like I'm not doing much right now. I will be doing something soon, probably between now and the rest of the year. I need to go back to the real estate ATM. So at that point, maybe I'll have more to share. But for now, that's just what I'm doing, purchasing another project, filing and clouding title where I can, and then going out to other people's events and making new friends.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me.
You too. See you guys. Nice seeing
Thanks
you.
for making